Okay, next is numeric type. Okay, so we're going to look at two numeric types, integer and floating point. Okay. An integer is just int, so here is an example. So I have a number here typed, and then I say type. Type is another keyword that will give you the type of the variable. Okay, what type is it? So I say type, and it says, okay, it is an integer. Now, integer, you can, when you perform mathematical operations with an integer variable, and if the result is integer, that type will be preserved. It will still be integer. So here I'm raising ival to the power, so 2 stars means you're raising to the power of 6, then it is still integer. Okay. Here run that, it is integer, right? Now, if I put a dot right after 6, so I didn't have a dot before, so this was integer, that was integer, so the result is also integer. Now this is integer, now I put a dot right after 6, so that 6 dot becomes a floating point number. It's not an integer number. So the result is a floating point number. Okay. So here again, an example of floating point. So we have 7.243, that's floating point. Again, with just a dot, that's also a floating point. Okay. Now, Boolean is, again, there are two keywords, true, okay, and again, remember, the T has to be uppercase, okay, true and false, with F in uppercase. So these are Boolean types. A is true and B is set to false. So here type of A, type of B, and then the value of A and the value of B. So the two types gives us the type of the variable and then the value of the variable. Okay. Now bool function, so this is by how to set a variable to a Boolean value. Boolean value, there are only two Boolean values, true or false, right? So now you can use a bool function to test whether it is what is the Boolean value, okay, of a variable. Bool function returns true for all non-zero numeric values and false to all for 0. Okay, so non-zero will be true. Okay, if you test for bool, so which means that if you convert a variable, a numeric variable, into Boolean, okay, you say you typecast it. Okay, all numbers that are non-zero will be typecasted into true as a Boolean value. Zeros will be typecasted into false. Okay, so that's what bool does. Okay, bool will convert a numeric value into a Boolean value. Okay. Now, once you convert to a Boolean value, if you save it into another variable, then you will have true or false, right? Now, the numeric value of true is 1. Numeric value of false is 0. The reason why this is important is because you can do arithmetic operations with Boolean variables. Okay. So now you set A to true, and then you multiply A by 5. So you are multiplying a Boolean variable with the number 5. So if A is true, true Boolean in numeric terms is 1, right? So this is like 1 times 5, then you get 5. If you set a Boolean value to false, then that is 0, so multiplication will result in 0. Okay?